The Sabbath day, keeping the Sabbath holy. Exodus 20, verse 8 onwards. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, thy cattle, nor the stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. How important it is that we preserve the Sabbath even unto this day and henceforth all the days of our life. It is so important to bear the command of God in order to preserve and keep the Sabbath day entirely holy for God and in God. In Isaiah chapter 58, the last two verses, that's 13 and 14, talks about what it means to preserve the Sabbath and how to do it. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it. So the word is distinct to express what God expects of us on His holy day. He has set conditions and priorities in order to preserve this holy day. So it comes with this requisite that if we keep ourselves from the worldly things, from everything that derives us pleasure, when we put aside all of the worldly things, all the pleasures, and putting away our own thoughts, finding our own pleasure and satisfaction in the worldly things, putting aside our vain words, all that we may be speaking, and it says, it's then when we delight ourselves in the Lord that God Himself will enable us to ride upon the high places of the earth. So it requires our dedication where God prepares and equips us. The high places that God specifies over here refers to the spiritual authority that we receive, the spiritual blessings that we receive to walk in by treading high places and overcoming Satan's agenda. The spiritual blessings brings assured victory and deliverance against the schemes of the enemy. We are raised above the levels of principalities, powers, rulers of darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness in the high places. This is a place where we are preserved in God's secret place, and we have our protection under His wings. Keeping the Sabbath also bestows Jacob's inheritance on us and our generations. When we look back to Genesis 27 and 35, the heritage of Jacob is shared through the scriptures. The inheritance is God will give dew of heaven, the fatness of the earth, plenty of corn and wine, people to serve, nations bow down. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. Be fruitful, multiply, and be a multitude of people, and give thee the blessing of Abraham, to thee and to thy seed, that thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger. Such divine blessings when we fully desire to love the Lord and keep the Lord's day holy and holy for His presence and glory to manifest in our lives. It is so important as God's children that we know God's expectation from us, how we would need to preserve ourselves from every form of recreation or even entertainment, as the word emphasizes, where we do not look into our own ways, nor desire to find pleasure in things on this holy day, not even speaking the worldly way, but setting this day aside to be in God's presence and bear His reflection in our lives. It is so important, which is often or which is almost neglected by a majority of us. We may not know how to preserve the Sabbath day. But when we are aware of it, when the very word is spoken to us, let us be conscious to keep the Sabbath, the holy day, holy in God's presence. Stay blessed.